University, Post-Graduation Workforce Readiness.
According to a survey by Robert Lombard of CNBC in 2016, nearly 70% of all college graduate respondents were either unemployed or working in a full-time, non-professional position just to make ends meet. Why? Because they had no experience. And this unpreparedness or lack of experience is becoming more and more of a problem for college graduates. According to Wallace of CNN Money in 2013, the quality of preparation has actually declined rapidly in the past 10 to 15 years. So this is a major problem, but specifically for Clemson University, there is a solution to that problem. And that is for students to be required to co-op or intern before graduation. Now, considering that Clemson already has some requirements in place for a few majors, and according to Beth Herring of CNN News in 2010, those who co-op or intern are more likely to get a job, it is imperative for Clemson to expand these opportunities and push students, all students, to be their best. Now, I just spent 2 rotations through the co-op program with Harper Corporation, and I feel abundantly more prepared for life after graduation. So if a problem lies in a lack of preparedness or lack of experience, the best solution to that problem is to get that experience. So first, I want to talk to you about some problems that employers are noticing with their fresh college graduates. Now, there's this overlying problem of unpreparedness, but it seems to stem from 2 areas, which is a false confidence in ourselves as students and a lack in a certain set of skills that employers are looking for. But first, let's address this false confidence issue. Now, according to Callear of F100 Research in 2016, receiving an education is not the same as receiving job training. So this explains this confidence, because as students, we are proud of ourselves, and we should be, because we've accomplished so much. We've made it through those hard courses, and we feel like we can tackle whatever life throws at us. So, why is this? Well, there's this gap, and if there's nothing there to bridge that gap, then we're going to fall short. So, in what ways are we falling short? Well, according to Gervais of Foundations of Management in 2017, the private sector is known for very stringent conditions for employment. So there's a set of conditions there, this lack of experience that we're just not getting. Now, what are these conditions? Well, according to Bear of CBS News in 2016, more than half, actually 60% of companies said that new grads lacked critical thinking skills. 56% said they lacked attention to detail, while 44% found fault in their writing proficiency, and 39% were critical of their public speaking ability. So there's a lot of problems going on here. And so if these problems lie in a lack of experience, in this unpreparedness, the best way for us at Clemson University to tackle this problem is to make it a requirement for students to get that experience. Now, step 1 for Clemson University would be to make this a requirement. And we already have curriculum in place. We have classes like PRTM, Mechanical Engineering, Finance, and Marketing that has this curriculum in place. So if we expand upon this and just take those hours that is required to expand it to all majors, then it can make a great impact. Now, step 2 would be to provide some additional training to our academic advisors. Because just like they sit down with us and map out our class schedule, now they need to sit down with us and map out our job experience schedule. They're going to have to know what works best for us as a student. To say, does a co-op or an internship work best? Or maybe, where does it fit best into our schedule? And according to Christian of Management and Marketing in 2017, the programs must have clear goals and be well planned in order to meet the expectations of students. So they need goals set out for us. We need a knowledgeable advisor to go to and help us through this project. And step 3 is for you as a student, and probably the most important step, because you need to take this seriously. And I have handouts in the back for you to pick up on your way out that has all of the information that you would need. It has information on co-ops, information on internships, and any contact information that you would need to reach out to somebody and better yourself. Now, Clemson is molding professionals. And the best way for you to become a professional is to be experienced in your field. So why would my plan work? Well, there's something there for everybody. And there's no room for excuses. So if you don't have a lot of time, there's 8-week internship programs. If you don't want to push your graduation date back, then there's summer internships. Or maybe you want to go a little more in depth with it. Then there's 3 rotation co-op programs. So there's something there for everybody, and there's no room for excuses. And I see the impact of this being a group of Clemson graduates walking into their job interviews with their heads held high, knowing that they can tackle whatever their employer throws at them. Because they're confident, and they're experienced, and they know they can handle it. So to wrap things up, if a problem lies in a lack of experience, in an unpreparedness, the best way to solve that problem at Clemson University is to make it a requirement to push students to be the best that they can be. Now, you're not going to get this in the classroom, so you should seek this out as students to better yourself. Don't be part of that 70% that falls flat on your face after graduation because somebody else was more qualified for your job than you are. Go out, get this experience, better yourself, and be the professional that Clemson University wants you to be.